Hey everybody, my name is Scott Hillier, independent film director and president of the ECU Film Festival Group, which encompasses 4 film festivals on 4 continents. We've got ECU, the European Independent Film Festival, the All African Independent Film Festival, the All Asian Independent Film Festival, and the All Americas Independent Film Festival, which keeps everybody hopping here in Paris, that's for sure. Welcome to another ECU Friday Live. The clever ECU crew have come up with a subject today, which is quite close to my heart. It's independent filmmaking and how you do it using lighting techniques. So we've got 2 films that we're going to be talking about today by 2 very, very good film directors. And we're also talking to their DPs who are going to give us some insights on how it is to light an independent film. Never easy because we don't have the money to get big lights, but it's also, it helps to expand our creativity when you don't have a lot of money, so that's why we like it. So we're going to go first of all to the Asian Independent Film Festival, which happened earlier this year. But before we get into talking to directors and stuff, I think it'd be great just to have a quick look at our Asian Festival 2025 sizzle reel.
Hello?
That certainly brings back a lot of fabulous memories from a fabulous film festival with fabulous films. So first off, we're going to talk to Pilot, who directed Curse or Wish, who is a fabulously talented young film director. Pilot, how are you doing, man?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Recently, so far, also, I'm really excited that my film is recently getting award from Asian Independent Film Festival, and everyone recognize me right now.
Can you
Also, Seaklin.
can you tell us a little bit about the film? And I just want to point out to everybody that you hold a bachelor's degree in international relations, which is a long way from the dark path of directing independent films. But why don't you just give us a really short little overview of your film?
Well, honestly, this film is about uh, the Asian parents, like especially in the country. It's about the yeah, it is about a orphanage, like a girl who living with a separated parents. Suffer from the pains, but she didn't try to ask for her father is back because she understands the situation of the family. For example, like if a mom and her dad cannot living together or they fight together, so the families cannot go with a good a good time together. So she hiding the pain inside and try to get like me. I mean, like she tried to get the pain inside and met her father and the mother at the same time. Maybe they just keep doing it daily and daily because he understand that how the family and the situation is look like. Yes.
Well, you know, we love the film, and it's a very poignant, very well told story. But now, why don't we introduce the director of photography, Seaklin, who shot this amazing film? Because I'm interested to ask him some questions. Seaklin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just watching some images of your film. How did you get onto this project?
Uh, I'm getting out of the project because Mr. Phillips, he invited me and told to me, Celine, I have an interesting film. Did you willing to join us? Yes. And then we started.
From what I understand, you didn't have very long to shoot. Tell us how long it took you to shoot the film.
Yeah. The timing is very packed. You know. I think maybe Philip has only 2 weeks to pre-production, right? And yes, on production, the film is shooting only 1.5 day. Yeah, from
Yeah.
what I
Or
remember.
these 38 hour, 48 hour, right?
Yeah.
Yes, about it. Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I'll talk to you about one specific shot in the film later on. But I just want to ask you, do you have a you know, you're much younger than me, but I know that I have a definite style or a signature way that I shoot. Do you have any style when somebody comes to you? Do they come to you for a specific style of photography that you do?
For me, I'm not finding my color yet. I don't have the unique or the style yet. Yeah.
Well, do you follow any DPs that have style? Are you a Deakins fan? Are you a person like that? What sort of inspiration do you have?
Yeah, I have an inspiration, but he is director of photography is in my country too. He is Ron Sok-heng, Frame 29,
Hmm.
and Mr. Dave. Yes, two of them. They're my senior, my teacher. Yeah,
Oh,
they teach me
so
to my
teacher, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I saw
And
I saw inside or outside and the light. You used a lot of natural light because obviously there was a lot of natural light. Did you use fill or bounce boards or stuff like that to actually make it stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. In the daylight, I use a lot of the bound because we don't have any budget for the big school for the outside. And in the midnight, yeah, we have a lot of crew and we have lighting, but not a big light.
Mm. What about the lighting inside the apartment? How did you light that?
This scene we use this scene we use the big light, the big one. At outside, we make it after the sun. We fake it because that time maybe 2 or 3 a.m. Yeah, in the
It's
midnight.
2 or 3 a.m. there. Wow.
Yeah, and we need to fake one part. The director they want that scene. Director they want Celine, I want it when she sleep at night and then she dreaming to see her father come into her house. So, but her father coming at the night, not at the day, not at the night. So I need to face the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. And what sort of camera did you shoot on?
Uh, FA6.
Oh, wow.
Sony FX6,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Sony FA6 with I think a diesel film lens. Yeah.
Okay. Well, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as you know, well, you won best cinematography at the festival, so you know we love your pictures. We'll be back with you shortly. We're gonna jump continents now. We're gonna jump over to the African continent, where we're going to, well, African continent where the film comes from, but at the moment the director is in Poland, where it's freezing cold and not very much like Africa at all. Sanaa, I'd like to bring you in from hot, sunny Poland. Sanaa, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and give us a very brief overview of your film?
Um, well, AïCHA is Morocco's first hybrid genre blending film where we have animation and live action dominating, obviously. Um, it's about a story of a mother and her daughter, the relationship of a mother and her daughter, especially a teenager who suffers from deep depression and borderline, and her mother not able to confront that and confront the teenager's mental state. It's about the teenager's tragedy that happens in the ocean, like sexual abuse, and how the mother copes with that by engaging in participating in a ritual. AïCHA is inspired by a real story that happened in 2012. Amin al-Filali, she consumed rat poison after being forced to marry her rapist by her family. At the time, penal code said that if a rapist marries their victim, they can avoid prison. It changed, the law they changed, but the even if the problem is that even the law changed, the problem is with the mentalities of families avoiding shame and secrecy and to avoid the oh she's been raped so she's dirty, and that's which explains we have hammam scenes as well. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a very, very tough subject, and you handled it extremely well. I have to say, it was a heart-wrenching subject, but you just told it with such soul and humanity, and it was beautiful, beautiful. And also, what was beautiful were the images that we're looking at now. So I'd like to introduce Oskar, who was the DOP of this amazing film. Oskar, how are you, man?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Oskar,
Uh,
how did you get involved in this film?
so Sana and me, we know each other for quite a while, I would say. Like from a time when I was still studying in Łódź, in a film school there, and there I actually met Peter, like her husband first, and then like basically we met by coincidence. But and then Alexana made a documentary film before, and I don't know, we had like some nice experiences all together. And I don't know, like she then asked me if I want to like work on her first like fiction project. And
I just saw then the great picture that you have walking through the thing and lit with a little
Mhm.
device. Tell us what that was.
Wait, which one? Because I was like
Ah,
not looking when at the screen when I was
it's the
this one.
first
Okay.
shot of the film. This one
Yeah.
here.
So here, this is a thing that I was actually quite fascinated by because it's like it's basically a small flame that is heating up a metal net, and then it's a mix of fire plus metal glow, and I don't know, it reminds me to some sort of how this little like there is this little animals that are flying around.
Glowworms. They call them glowworms. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me kind of to this, but also I feel that's like she's kind of struggling there, like to carry this heavy stuff or this heavy bottle. Um, and it's apparently like something very like traditional
Amazigh.
Moroccan what they're using there. Amazigh.
And most certainly a fabulous fire hazard. But it made for great images. How did you what ISO were you shooting here? And I guess you've augmented. You've got other lights happening here as well somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think 800. Like we had
Wow.
I think we didn't change the ISO, like we stayed like on the like base ISO of this Alexa Mini that we had. And we had like I had this idea that might be nice when she's going through, like that the farm is the farm part where we have this baby sheep. That this is kind of like let's I don't know, like I would say like kind of natural how the like perception of this would be. And then later we had like one, I think it was M40, like HMI on the roof to give like some different light color. So it kind of feels more like a moonlightish light that we have there. And then it's like a nice mix. But I would say it was quite a challenge to make this like long shot there because it was so much
We had a baby
uncertain
before.
things. Yeah, because there was like a baby and then there was a sheep, and we had to shoot it like several times. And the funny thing is, I think it's the second take that we took, right?
Just for like a background, that gas bottle was turning off during the
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so we had
Exactly.
to cut and do it again because when she walked quick, the wind, so it was going off a lot.
Did you hand
Mm-hmm.
held that one, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a very good focus puller, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Because it was
I would say so, yeah.
yeah, because it was quite a tricky lane with not a lot of light there. It's
Mm-hmm.
fabulously emotive and very well done. Did you have a filter on your lens at all, or did you sort of just diffuse with lighting and smoke?
So that's the thing. Like we when we've been doing locations, not location scouting, but when we've been like preparing the film in like in Salé, then we had this. When we've been driving somewhere with a car, the windshield, it's like, it was like clean and completely clear. And then the more we've been driving, then the windshield got like more like patina, I would call it,
Yeah, yeah.
on it. So it was like harder to see through it. And I was thinking this would be actually very nice if we could use this on the like as a filter for the camera. But because it would be like a natural, like something that is from the environment that is affecting it, you know. But the problem is that it wouldn't have been so consistent because the longer we shoot, the stronger it would be. But then we would need to replicate it, and I was worried that we would have like too much difference then. So I think we just used like some ND filters basically, and they were like usually fine. And then I think it was like in general they're sometimes a little bit more hazy and dusty because just of this like ocean air that was around there.
Right. But you have quite heavy diffusers on the light outside I'm looking
Yeah,
at, right? Yeah.
yeah. What we see here or there,
Mm.
um,
Because
then yeah.
because and Sana, was this your intention to shoot it as dark as this? Because I mean, it's wonderfully naturalist. I mean, I've been to
Yeah,
Morocco a lot, but it's
yeah, because we wanted like the light went off and it happens sometimes like in every country, and what would happen is that they will do a candle, they had electricity which came back later, but the candle, so this was for me the most challenging like parts, light part, lighting parts, because the space of the bathroom was 2 meters by 1.
oh,
Yes. 2 meters by 1. When I told this to Oscar the first time, he was like, "What? No, what?" And we couldn't find a bathroom which had traditional tiles because everybody now gets rid of them for the modern European style look in Moroccan architecture. And I wanted to recreate my childhood with my grandfather and tiles in bathrooms. So we couldn't. So what we did, I told Oscar, like, just grab the camera. We went to my grandfather's house, now inhabited by my uncle and his wife, and we took a photo of the tiles. And we asked the production design to print a fake tile, and we did patinage, and we kind of put it on the wall, And the bathroom, why it's small, because we couldn't afford renting a studio somewhere. So it's my uncle's farm. The long take is also my uncle's farm. The bathroom is my uncle's farm, and the bird scene and the corpse washing scene is also my uncle's farm. It's a whole farm where we did the whole film. And the ceremony is in a different place. It's in Rabat, the capital, in 12th century Riyadh, all the house.
Wow.
The mosaics are still there from the 12th century on the floor and on the sides in the ceremony, as you can see. But yeah, the candle in the hammam was so challenging, and I think Oskar should tell about it because it is expertise.
Well, let's have a chat about the hammam, the candle in the hammam.
Yeah,
The candle in the hammam.
the candles. Well, it was. I think it was. I think we used 2 candles there only
Jesus. Yeah.
to shoot it, which was, and we had like a very like delicate, like I don't know, little delicate like light from the top to just raise the exposure a little bit, because like here on her shoulders, like she gets candle and I think a little bit of extra light, but this extra light was barely like noticeable. So it's mostly what we see here is mostly candles, because it was also hard, like this room is also not so high, so it was also like difficult to just put there anything to not obstruct later the movement, because we basically had to like there was like this our 2 actresses and me in this small space and the candles basically. But yeah, we tried to, I don't know, we tried to find like good angles always for it, and like the shot list that we prepared for it in Poland, we had to quite a little bit adjust it, because when we prepared the shot list, we kind of built the little space earlier with like some chairs and stuff. But here, for example, sorry, I just jumped to it. Like the good thing about candles, in my opinion, is they give this little glow in the eyes. And I feel this is like kind of important that we get this feeling that they are there. It makes them somehow so alive. And also that there is like a little bit of like texture, that they are kind of like cut out from this mosaic, even though that they are like they are color-wise very, very similar to it. So and this was also like the idea, like when you have the skin and there is this Sanaa, how is it called? This
Henna.
henna.
Yeah.
And they have this henna on them, that they are like kind of like merging with the background, but then because of the light, they're kind of like still like they have a silhouette, or like they have like a surrounding of it.
But the Hannah also makes the actress, the girl, the daughter, camouflage sometimes in the mosaics. And
Yeah.
her eyes, they kind of emerge so creepy, like uncanny from the mosaic, like here, for example.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like camouflaged in the wall. And I thought about this when I also was like writing the script. And that's why also having more like darkness will kind of create this trippy, is she camouflage on the wall or not? And also candles are used in ceremonies. So I wanted to kind of add this kind of layer of summoning AԻCHA Kandisha, and she's only summoned with candles. And also candles have to do with rite of passage and with dying, and the bathroom scenes, the hammam, why had to be small, because I told Oskar, what can we do to create a claustrophobic feeling for the audience so they feel the separation of the mother with her daughter later more dramatic. So they're very close, they're very like in a womb, like mother daughter. So let's just bring them as close as we can. Let's bury them alive, because the destiny of many women in general, they're just born dead. So let's just bury them alive. And it was based on the real story of Kharbusha. She was a folk singer, and that's the song that the daughter was singing in the bathroom. Kharbusha was a folk singer, and she was using aïta, which is a special type of singing, which is anti-colonial. Because the French colonialism was when it was in Morocco, they kind of seized all the weapons. They were very like controlling. So women, they were using words to send messages. So she was singing this, and a village sheikh fell in love with her, and she said to him no, so he buried her alive. So yeah, so I wanted to also like kind of tribute Kharbusha here in this scene as well.
Wow, there's a lot happening there. A lot happening there. I'm going to bounce back over to AïCHA now. Pilot, there's quite a lot of use of colors in your film, and there's one particular scene which I love, which I'm going to ask Alex to find for me when they're sitting up and they're outside in the balcony, and there's two different people with two different colors. Was that something by happenstance, or did you actually say, I want the colors, the color palette to make, like this scene here, there's a lot being said here without a lot being said. Was that something you wrote about, or is that sort of, did it just happen?
Yeah, of course, this is one of my favorite scenes in this film. I really love this scene so much. Yeah, first, we're spending almost 4 to 5 hours to prepare for the set. Also, everything that you see on the balcony scene is everything that we prepare. It's not happen just for a coincidence. We prepare everything like a color or something, because first time I'm going to scout the location with Seaklin, he's the one who proposed me that he want this place to be to have a male and female, like mom and dad, to talk with each other, and it's look very very nice. And so he proposed me, and he seen also I also mix it with the color here. I told him that the color here should be different a little bit from men and women, because at the time if you look for the man, for women, like woman actor, like his wife, she wear a red shirt. Also, the nails polish also in the red too, which means like she in the anger for the meaning of it. And the male, the man actor also wearing the blue shirt, which means calm and trying to make the situation is more calm and calm. So yeah, for the lighting, I think Celine can explain more, but for everything in this scene, all are artificial, even the rain, the thunder, everything. Yes.
Seaklin, talk me about this scene, because this is a emblematic scene in the film. Why don't you talk to me a bit of how you did this?
In the film, one thing is I want a different mood, because they are not good at all. So the dark and the light, and we fake the rain, we fake the flash, and yeah, I use maybe the big light is 1200, a picture 1200 for the moonlight, and the flashlight, yeah, that's it all.
What did you light the woman with, for instance? Did you have a Chinese candle, a Chinese ball, or something like that, or what were you poking in on her?
I'm using just two light on her, and on the after is a photo. Yes.
No, it's beautiful. It grabbed my attention and held my attention a lot. So, and I'll come back afterwards. We'll talk about what it's like to work with directors and collaborating. But what I am going to do is because a lot of the crew here want to ask questions, so I'm going to hand it over to Rodrigo now, and so be prepared for lots of questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. So our first question actually comes from Jenna.
Hello, nice to see you again, Pilot. I have a question about your movie. You can answer it, and then your DOP can answer it as well. What were the first visual conversation you've had together, and was there a specific image or reference that helped shape the lighting approach? Something specific you were going for?
Okay, honestly, so first I want to show that me and Celine, so we are classmates in film class. So this is our second project that Celine worked with me. So our first project is about our thesis from school. So we're trying, it's just the first time that we're trying to know each other, the taste, the mood or something. And the second one, my purpose is like to show that something happened in our society into international. It's look more international, but in Cambodian way. So first I finish the script and I bring it to Seaklin and he reads one and one and he asked me first that what the mood that you want, how's it look like? Uh, and first we are spending like 2 or 3 days together. We are meet back and forth or something. And I show him about uh, the mood tone of Wong Kar-wai film, which is another Asian films that recently we watched. So Helen can understand me well about this, and he also proposed me to do the scene 1, 2, 3 because honestly, for me, and I'm a director, also a writer. I also want to give an opportunity and space to my DP. He also have an opportunity, a freedom to create the scene by himself. I want to see the art from him. So I also let him make the scene and the line by himself. Just tell me the reason. Why he make this and why he make this. So this is how we communicate to each other. But yeah, that's good that we understand each other well, and the film is go smoothly.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I also wanted to know, did your approach change because you wanted the movie is from the point of view of a kid. Did it change something in the lighting?
Oh no, like
No? Okay.
honestly, yeah. This film is made for everyone.
Okay.
It's not only a child, but we are trying to make it look more reality.
Mm.
We accept the truth that in our country, where the place like a slum area that the child that the daughter stay is look like, and we're trying to
Mm.
accept it and we make it look more cinematic and beautiful in that way. We are not
Well,
changing anything at all. Yes,
it is very beautiful. Thank you so much.
yes.
Perfect. Our next questions comes from Kiana.
Hello, hi. Uh, my
Hello,
question,
Kara.
my question is actually not for Sana.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hello, hi. First of all, congratulations because I watched your movie and it was really intense and I just love female director that portrays really important questions. So it was really, really beautiful and thank you. And so I wanted to ask you, I really, really enjoy the Super 8 shots, and because I think that also they give a different texture, also perspective to the story. And so what brought you to this vintage aesthetic choice?
Um, there's like one of the reasons is that I always fetishize them because we didn't have them in Morocco. We don't have any laboratories of developing film in Morocco. Even like nothing. Like we have no. So we had to bring a. You can just go to a supermarket or bazaar and you find people bringing them or like reselling them like vintage markets. But what's the use of them? So most like youngsters, they put them there as a decoration or they just like just standing there. It's not like gonna be used. And I always liked like watching films shot on film. And I fantasize about, you know what, this is, I'm gonna just do it because so in that scene, the location you see that lighthouse there,
Mhm.
I was 16 years old when I wanted to make my short film. I was like, yeah, I wanna be a filmmaker, you know. I was very hyped, excited. I asked a very far family like member, very super far. He had a camera and I told him I needed his brother to be an actor. So we kind of like got excited. We prepared everything in that same location. I was going there like studying the whole place. I had a very interesting, cute little story to tell. We had first day of shooting, everything went good. The second day he doesn't show up and his brother doesn't show up, he just dumped on me. He said, you know what, I don't want to do this. I got tired. And I sat down there and he just ghosted me and I was crying and crying. And I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna come back one day here and I'm gonna come back with a full crew. Well, that was like, I'm 20, I shot AïCHA last in 2024. So that was like, I was 27. So like from 16 years old to 27, I was just waiting for that moment to go back there and shoot the scene there. And we brought this camera from Poland. It's Oscar's friend. He borrowed us the Super 8, and we bought two films. And we made a plan that we're gonna shoot the film twice in case it goes through the airport because we had to take it back to Poland to develop the film. So we made the same shots twice. And we kept a copy in Morocco. And I told my father, look, in case things go bad, we'll have a copy in Morocco. And the airports didn't allow me. They said, you know, machines are developed. Don't worry about your film. Now, when you see that shot and the camera goes in and there's some blackness coming,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what happened. Is it the airport? Is it the spirits? We don't know what just happened.
They're so fragile, like the film in the Super 8 is so fragile.
Yeah, and this blackness goes on the burqa woman, and I told the editor, you know what, I want that. Keep it. That's amazing because she looks witchy and she's just in control of the whole thing. So we kept it, and it's yeah, and yeah. So I also like I wanted to kind of comment on the film form itself. I'm a follower of the futuristic movements, Afrofuturism, Amazigh futurism, Arab futurism, and in my practice, I always kind of think of how we, non-Western filmmakers, whose our forms of communication are ingrained in non-iconography. Because if you go to Morocco and you go mosques, our art is very geometric, it's very mathematical. So how can we experiment with a camera invented by iconographic system and we don't have iconography in our system? Do we also fall into self-orientalism? Do we exoticize our own self, our own picture? How? So my question with the camera has always been like this, and I wanted to involve the film with it as well.
This was really interesting. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Our next question comes from Sophia.
Hello, nice to meet you all. And I have a question about AïCHA to Sanaa and Oskar, to you both. And my question comes from the amazing visual style of the film. The film is very filled with traditions, and the question is, how did actually Moroccan traditions, architecture, maybe culture, influence your decisions in making of this film, in visually or by the story?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So yes, of course. How did Moroccan traditions, architecture, or culture influence your aesthetic decisions in the making of the films?
Oh, okay. Because Moroccan space is quite interesting and very diverse. From a global picture, we have all kinds of climates. We have snow, we have Sahara, we have mountains. So when you go even to a city, within one city, you can have very high modern buildings, glass buildings, and you just walk a few steps away and you find, I don't know, a 12th century Medina made with clay and so on. I wanted to, back to my conversation with Chiara, I wanted to involve the filmic space and its relationship, because when I made AïCHA, it was made with a post-colonial lens, and how we exist in post-colonial world, or how does post-colonialism affect our identity, our hybridity, and we're very mixed in Morocco. So I wanted the hammam is a very special space. It's a traditional space. When you hear hammam, you think of a spa, but when we say hammam, it's home. It's home, at home. Like my mom scrubs my skin. Like in every Moroccan house, this is something you do. Like you do henna, you do everything you do in a 100 euro spa, you just do it for free with your mother at home. So I wanted to recreate that memory with my mom. Like it was very special that we gossip. She does henna to my body. Up until this day, we do the same. She puts henna, she scrubs my back, and she just tells me, how to handle my future. But I wanted to have that. It's very personal with AïCHA, and the lighting. I think it's better for Oskar. It's very interesting because Oskar had a challenge with Moroccan lighting, and he comes from Poland. And Polish lighting is completely different from Moroccan lighting. So I would let Oskar talk about his experience because when I keep saying self-orientalism and orientalism, it's fine to have non-Moroccan crew as long as they understand Orientalism, as long as they understand, like you can have a Moroccan DOP and he can still do Orientalism. So I explained Oskar my practice, my vision, and I told him come and he stayed 1 month in Morocco. I exposed him to the suns. I exposed him to the ocean. I told him this is how it is, and this is yeah. So I think Oskar should continue from here.
Yeah, okay. So is it working? Yeah, okay. So I don't know where like Moroccan light, it's like very interesting because it's I feel it's like it's very intense there somehow, but then people they really like to use blue light at home. Um,
He doesn't like it. He hates
I
it.
don't like it. It's like so uncomfortable, but I understand it because I think it's like psychologically making giving you a colder feeling. So you're in a very warm climate, and then you just appreciate it that you have like at least like this perception of it's a little bit more cold. And then also I think it's people tend to like when they go inside that it's a little bit darker than the outside, but then to have it a little bit more sharp, it's going to be a little bit more bluish, which is very interesting. I also remember when we've been driving around like in the evening or in the night, and then there was like a court, like a I don't know, like soccer court, something like this, and you had like I don't know, hundreds of people there, and they're all sitting under this like super white bluish light there in the evening, and it's like it's very like waking you up. While in Poland you have more like sodium, like this old sodium lamps that are like yellowish, like uh post-communism kind of, um, and which I also like. But the thing is then to make it like for the film, I think it was like some sort of like observation, like the feeling that that's I got from being in Morocco, like to put it somehow there and not stylize it or so, but just to give kind of a feeling or like a cinematic feeling of how it feels to be there. Like this, I feel the I feel that the Hannah scene was kind of giving a feeling like this, also like the corpse washing, which is like basically we had did we used like we used a lamp and we put like some black on top and so on. But I had the feeling that this is pretty much how it would like be in reality there. So we try to be like kind of real, and the also the Gnawa scene, like there we didn't really use anything like all the colors that are there, for example, they are real. So because there's this Moroccan glass which has this different beautiful colors. Like I remember when Sana showed me a photo of it, and I just said, "This is amazing. This is beautiful. We need to have something like this because it's not something where we go in and then we have a like gaffer where we say, but please give us some green here and some red here and some orange here and a little bit of this and a little bit of
Natural.
that." But it's just like, okay, here we have this wall of glass, which is in this riad, and we can put a lamp here, and then we use like what is there, so it's real. Just that there is like light coming through, so light would be coming through there anyway. We just like adjusted it to how we want to shoot it, and then yeah, of course, like a little bit of like fill light or like some light from the top and so on, but that is like more simulating like the sun, which would be shining through there. So it's all we try to all make it kind of realistic, but in a way that it's like immersive realistic. That it doesn't go into this direction of like real super realism cinema, but it's rather immersive and how it is in Morocco, I would say. But yeah, this is I think it's very, very interesting and beautiful there. Yeah, and the sun is
Perfect.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for your answers.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Our last question comes from Sophie.
I have a question for Seaklin. I was wondering, did you ever during shooting think, oh, we need artificial light, or oh no, the light is too bad right now? And how have you dealt with unexpected lighting situation?
From I remember, we don't have any challenge with artistic scene lighting because one thing we will challenge is the timing. Yes, that's the only thing because everything we set up. Yes, everything if we set up in the night, we will set up everything for the lighting. Right?
But I remember, I remember one thing. When the scene when the daughter and father sitting on the riverside, we also have another challenge with the light. Since we want the scenes to shoot in the early morning, but yeah, but at that time, as our time limited, we are trying to shoot it early morning around 8 and 9, but during setup, everything is moved to afternoon around 12 a.m. So it's very challenging. First, I think the lighting, the light is very, very bright, too bright for us. So I'm telling Celine that what should we do? And he also have another creative, like, did you see, if you watch my film, you're gonna see the film that shooting from the low angle between the father and the daughter sitting on the riverside, and Celine trying to shoot it from the low angle. So honestly, at the time, this was very, very challenging us for the light, but we finding another thing that okay, this is the recent idea that we should do something. So Celine holding the camera with the group, and we are looking for another style of shooting. We shoot from the lower angle to the conversation. So at the time, my colorist, one of my colorists named Jack, he also trying to make the scenes look a little bit darker than the real footage. So if you watch my film, you're going to see that the lower angle shoot from my film. Yes, this is how Celine deal with it, and also us. Yes, we're gonna talk at the time. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. We are going back to Scott.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the two DPs two quick questions, actually. Filmmaking is obviously a collaborative effort, very, very, very much a collaborative effort. I'll start with you first, Oskar. What's your way of dealing with directors, working with directors? And this is basically giving advice to all of my young guys here, guys and girls. What's the advice you could give to working with directors?
The advice to work, I think to have the best like what is most authentic for the film, like to go for this and forget your own like need of proof that you are good, because I feel that this is what stands really much in the way. And I know this from myself when I was studying, because everyone has this like feeling of not being good enough and stuff, like, or maybe not this, but like needing to prove something. And then I feel that you can lose the thing what makes the film good, because then it's more about like showing off rather than trying to make the best for the film, because in my opinion, good cinematography is when you make the right choices for the film. And but I think like for like starting filmmakers and so on, they have like I think there is still this burden of like insecurity and stuff that they want to like, you know, there is like always this worry that maybe someone else will get this job or so, and then they try to be like not the best how they are, but like to be like somehow like, I think you know what I mean, right? That
I do exactly. I remember when I was much younger DP, and I lit a prison scene. And it was the best damn prison lighting scene you've ever seen in your life. But of course, prisons don't have little lamps and little splashes of
yeah,
color and stuff like that. So I was doing a disservice to the film because you're right, I was trying to show off what I could do. And I think the idea of staying true to the film is very important for DPs.
yeah,
And I have to say I love what Sanaa said about that scene in the bathroom where the girl was camouflaged against the wall, because that obviously takes planning, but also it can quite possibly be a dramatic nightmare for a DP, because we're always looking for a certain separation, and she's like, no, I wanted to disappear. So you did very well on that. Seaklin, what about you? How do you work with directors? And I know that you have a good relationship with Pilot, and you talk about it and stuff, but what advice could you give about working with directors?
Yeah, my advice to work with the director. Yeah, one thing is the most important from my side is talk as much as you can with director vision. Yes, they have a lot of vision, so we need to talk with them to understand what they want, what they want to make it, why he want to make it like that. Because I'm working the director pilot two projects, and I'm working with other director. They have different sorry, I'm making make
Methods.
some noise.
That's okay. Yeah.
They have the
Different
different
style.
different style, different mood, different, yes. That's why. And one more thing is we need to after we listen to the director, we need to give them an advice or suggestion what is from my side, my style, or technical something like that.
That's great advice. And it is always very tricky. Sometimes you work with great directors, and sometimes you work with not so great directors. But what I always like to do when I'm a DP is offer solutions. I will give them exactly what they want, but I can also offer them some different suggestions. And sometimes they take it, and sometimes they don't. But I think that's good advice for a DP as well, is to do exactly what you're supposed to do, but also be thinking about how maybe I could offer this or offer that. I'm just going to run through a couple of things that I took note of. I think the example that you used, Oskar, about if there's a practical thing to be used that you can use, don't be scared to use it. I think that's more and more, particularly with the cameras that we have these days. That wasn't possible when I was doing that. You couldn't put up a piece of glass and shine through it. But in film, and I think like a lot of life, it's all about kissing. Keep it simple, stupid. And I think the more that we complicate things and the more lights we have, I think it complicates our life much more. So the truly practical, try and be as practical as you can setting up, and staying true to the film. I think that's the takeaway. I mean, I've been to Cambodia and I've been to Morocco, and I think both of these films were very, very true to the environment. You didn't try and make something. I mean, you did shoot a daylight scene at 2 o'clock in the morning, Seaklin, but that's the magic of cinema. But keeping the film true, I think, is advice for lighting. And you don't, as was proven, you don't need a lot of lights to make a great film. And don't get into a scene and say, oh, it's too dark. It's don't that. Figure it out, because that's what we do as DPs, and particularly independent DPs. So we're gonna wrap this up here. I just want to thank everybody from Poland to Cambodia for joining us. It's been great. The young people as part of our crew were very excited about this podcast, and I think it lived up to its expectations. As you all know, you're all going to be asked to help us choose the official selections for both the African and the Asian Festival for next year, or this year, 2026. You're all very talented filmmakers. I cannot wait to see your next films. And Sanaa, I think the Lighthouse should be your Alfred Hitchcock moment in all of your films. I think it's a very touching story. What we're going to do is to go out today, we're going to play the All African Independent Film Festival sizzle reel, where you'll see some great pictures from AИCHA. Again, the film festival is coming up this year. Paris in April, Africa in October, Americas in August, and Asia in December. Keep an eye on our socials. Again, we're going to be asking all of you guys to help us choose some films for the next year's official selection. You'll be actually getting an email later today asking you such a thing. Thank you very much, everybody for watching. We try and do these at least once a month. It's great to talk to these filmmakers. My goodness, independent filmmaking, what a great thing it is. So we're going to go out on the All African Independent Film Festival sizzle reel. Many thanks to Rodrigo, the rest of the crew. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.